I love the English language. I think it's a top language. I love using it, and I'm able to make myself understood all around the world because it's so widely spoken. It's a language that has really lived. It's got so many words. It's got over double the number of words of the next wordiest language in the world. One of the reasons for this is that when we acquire a new word through encountering foreigners, for instance, so we had a word ask. You know what the word ask means. That was in English. And then the French Huguenots, they introduced this word demand, demander. But demand didn't oust ask. We still have the word to ask, and we now have the word demand, except that ask and demand don't mean exactly the same thing. There's ask, which another Englishman would simply ask for a thing, and then a Frenchman. You see, there's a distinction between ask and demand. You see, they don't mean exactly the same thing, and so we have now a more expressive language. And another word, and you can't have too many words. Well, maybe you can have too many words, but having loads of words is good. And the expressiveness of the language is wonderful for poetry too, and song lyrics. You have so many more options for rhyme, for instance, but also there's the music and poetry in the word. For instance, fast. I love the word fast because these bikes are fast. I'm telling you, they are fast. It's a strong word. It's like vast. It's powerful word. These bikes are fast. But maybe you want something a little bit more jaunty, a little bit more casual, and so forth, and slangy. And you could say it's speedy. These bikes are quite speedy, aren't they? Yeah, they're quite nippy. Yeah. So we have words like that which just mean fast. You have the unnecessarily complicated words like alacritus and velocitus, if you really want to be that way. Another word we have is it's quick. It's just quick. It's as if something moves so quickly that blink and you missed it. God, that was quick. What happened? It means fast. It means speedy. It means velocitus. It means alacritus. But it's got that sort of feel to it. And wonderful word, swift, swoosh. That's just a whoosh of air going past you, swift, which means fast. But can you see how it's great? There are flaws though. And every now and again I come across something in the English language and I think, surely we can improve on this. This is not a good system. And I'm going to do a few videos about this. The first one is going to be about read and read. There's read, R-E-A-D, and read, R-E-A-D. Now, there are lots of words in English which sound different but are spelt the same. Think of the sentence, he wound the bandage around the wound. So you've got W-O-U-N-D twice. But you know exactly, on first time you read it, you're not going to say he wound the bandage around the wound, because he wound is clearly a verb. The bandage around, it's a bandage, right, around what do you associate with bandages, wounds, around the noun, it's a noun, it's associated with the wound. So from context, you know which is wound and which is wound. There's no trouble there. But R-E-A-D, quite often I will read a sentence and then I get to the end of the sentence and I think that doesn't seem to make much sense. And I'll go back to the start and then I read it again and it wasn't read, it was read. You can't always get it from context. For one thing, read and read are both verbs. And even if you add in timing, which you would think would sort the problem out because they're different tenses, still doesn't help. I read the paper. Or is it I read the paper? I read the paper on Thursdays. There you go, you got timing. Oh, wait a minute. I read the paper on Thursdays. I read the paper on Thursdays. No, that still doesn't give you from context whether it's read or read. So what we should do is simply go with the same rule as lead and led. L-E-A-D, R-E-A-D, present tense, read, lead, and past tense, read. Yes, I know that's like a colour, R-E-D, but you're never going to make, in context, you're never going to make that mistake, are you? I read the book. Does he mean I colour the book? No, I yellow the book? No, I read the book. It's clearly a verb and something you do with books. No. Lead, led, read, read. Let's make the change.
Dear Kate, you and I cannot be confined within the weak list of a country's fashion. We are the makers of manners, Kate, and the liberty that follows our places stops the mouth of all find faults.